under 3 A's, triple A. The approach, the ask, and the advantage. So the approach. Sometimes the enemy doesn't have to hide. Plain view is the best. You may say what you'll do until the time has come. So Samson was known for slaying numbers of people. And in this specific story of Samson and Delilah, the Philistines were seeking their revenge on Samson. So Delilah was there to make sure he was bounded, captured, and that the revenge had been done. With the enemy being in plain view, sometimes we may not be able to notice that the enemy is being negative towards us or using not even strategic tactics to win our minds over. And if we don't speak to the enemy or speak about the enemy, we allow him to eat away at our mind and warp our thoughts.
Okay.
In addition to that, I would like to focus on the ask. So, before you receive discernment, which is your warning and or heads up for decision making, you are faced with confusion. This is the smoky screen that comes across your mindset when you decide, shall I go or shall I stay? Is this good or is this bad? Now, at times, if you ignore your discernment or if you don't realize that you do have discernment, you have to learn things a different way. However, Samson toyed with Delilah. Delilah asked the same question in many different ways. What may I do? What way should I say it? How may I do it? And Samson played around with her and sent her in a loop in a daze. He told her lies about what ways he may be bounded. He knew that God gave him enduring power forever, through his hair, actually. So he eventually, after Delilah spent days and days upon end urging him to regurgitate that information with his whole heart, he finally gave in because he became vexed to death. If you do not defend yourself against the enemy, you allow the enemy to continue to win you over. Even if you feel you're not playing the same game with the enemy, without you speaking your conviction against the enemy, you still give him power. So, in addition to that, I would like to speak about the advantage. So amongst all the devil will get you in, rest assured God can get you out of it with benefits attached.
Okay.
So since Samson became vexed to death, he gave her with his whole heart what the true strength time was for his strength and his power, which was his hair. He told Delilah, my head had never seen a razor. So if you were to cut my hair off, I would be stripped of my strength. Well, Delilah followed suit with that after telling him, you don't love me enough, you don't care enough, you don't trust me with your whole heart to tell me what ways I may be weakening to you. So, within doing that, he had went through his final track, and Delilah had succeeded, and the Philistines began to capture him. Well, when I speak about the advantage and how God will bless you with the story, only so you can remind others of his glory, Samson was captured, and within his last moments, he said to God, remember me once more, O Lord. Remember me. Can you please bless me for another way that I may show the way that you work within me? So, since his hair was stripped of him and his powers were gone, there's a thing about growth. It never stops. So he felt defeated, he was bald, but God blessed him with follicles that were continuing to replenish. So his power came back to him. Within his last moments of him saying, remember me, God remembered him and allowed him to be re-avenged in that process. But what I want to say about that to you all is, within these approach, the ask, and the advantage, remember, use your spirit of discernment. Allow your story to bless others so you can remind them of his glory. It may be ugly to you. It may be uncomfortable for you. It may not be what you project for yourself. However, God is going to bring you through this and with benefits. You are never bound to where there is no point of return. You are saved and you are saved upon him. Thank you all.